McKenzie. A fire at a restaurant in Southport tonight. Officials
say the fire started in the
This is WENY News at 11.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Aisha McKenzie. Thanks for choosing WENY News at 11. A fire broke out at a restaurant in Southport tonight. Officials say the fire started in the kitchen of the Homestead Inn, requiring mutual aid from Elmira Fire Department. Firefighters say a tabletop deep fryer caught fire and spread into the range hood. They put out the grease fire with a fire extinguisher, but there was a lot of smoke damage. The restaurant on Caton Avenue was evacuated, but no one was injured. Captain Michael Smith of the Southport Fire Department says the restaurant will be closed until the smoke damage is cleaned up. The county health department also needs to inspect the kitchen and determine when they can reopen. Smith says he is not sure how long that could take.
Well, we're looking at mild conditions across the region for tonight. Thick overcast out there as well. Mainly dry, though, at this hour. But as we progress through the overnight, the showers over southwestern Pennsylvania right now will push up towards the north and east, and we'll see a better chance for showers well after midnight, especially towards daybreak tomorrow morning. As far as our almanac goes for today, 47 our official high temperature, and actually that's the current temperature at this hour. 35 our low. Sunrise tomorrow morning 7:34 and 4:40 for our sunset tomorrow evening. Again, current temperature 47 degrees, high relative humidity, and the winds are currently calm, but that's going to change in a big way here as we go through the next 24 hours. 43 in Corning, 49 Dansville, 47 Elmira, and Towanda and Ithaca coming in at 45 degrees, 42 in Erin, and 43 in New Albany. So for tonight, look for temperatures in the low and mid 40s, occasional showers developing late tonight. And then for tomorrow, Christmas Eve day, it's going to stay unseasonably warm. In fact, almost 20 degrees above average with a 5-degree guarantee all the way up to 54. Rain likely and perhaps some thunderstorms with some gusty winds for tomorrow night. Looks like cooler temperatures arrive for Christmas Day. The rest of my forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Joe. Well, when it comes to the ban on hydraulic fracturing for natural gas, New Yorkers back Governor Andrew Cuomo's decision. 55% of respondents support the decision on fracking and 25% oppose it, according to a survey by Quinnipiac University. Last week, the state announced it would prohibit the drilling technique, noting risk to health and the environment. Support for the ban was highest upstate and in New York City. It was the lowest in the suburbs. New York farmers set a record high in sales in 2013. Governor Cuomo announced today farmers in the state had a sales record of $5.68 billion from the selling of crops, livestock, and other products. According to newly released federal data from 2011 to 2013, this is the highest sales have been since on record. Governor Cuomo said in a statement that New York produces some of the best produce and agricultural products in the world. And there still may be hope for a full gaming casino to come to the southern tier. Today, a meeting between both the owners of Tioga Downs and co-owner of Traditions in Binghamton discussed creating a combined casino proposal. Both casino owners were beyond disappointed when the Gaming Facility Location Board awarded the Lago Resort and Casino in Tyre the gaming license for the region. But now the owners are putting their differences aside and creating a combined casino proposal that would be located at the Tioga Downs in Nichols. And as of today, area representatives say they plan to send a request to Governor Andrew Cuomo to reconsider putting a casino between Elmira and Binghamton.
There is no longer a division over Tioga or Traditions. We have put our pride and our differences aside, as over 1,000 jobs are at stake, and this is far too important for our community.
The real only issue now in front of the Gaming Commission is whether to issue the 4th license in the southern tier, since we're the only region of the state that doesn't have a casino.
Only 3 of the 4 New York gaming licenses were giving out. The location board said they didn't want to create unnecessary competition between casinos within the same region. And a local church in Elmira brightened the holidays for hundreds of families in the Southern Tier with its annual Toys for Tots program. WENY's Leanne DeRosa joins us live in the studio with more. Leanne?
Aisha, this is Shabbat Tabernacle in Elmira's 4th year hosting its Toys for Tots program. And throughout the church, the volunteers had bags filled with everything from dolls to toy cars for nearly 300 families in Chemung, Steuben, Schuyler, and Broome counties. The local church says they've been preparing for this charity event for months, and each year the volunteers from Shabbat Tabernacle team up with other local organizations to get hundreds of toys. The families that registered to receive presents came and picked them up throughout the day. Deacon Terry Claiborne of Shabbat Tabernacle says the best part of putting together the program is putting smiles on people's faces.
Yes, well, it's really worth it. Yes, it really is. You know, serving the community, making smiles on people's faces, especially during this time of year. So it was really worth it, and we had fun doing it. It shows the love. It reminds us that this is the time for the year for Jesus, giving, and just making everyone have a good time.
Claiborne says one year they donated presents for more than 500 families. And this year they have some leftover toys, so they plan to donate them to children's hospitals or other local organizations, basically wherever a child is in need of a gift. In the studio, Leanne DeRosa, WENY News.
Thank you, Leanne. And staying with presents for children, Christmas is right around the corner, and that means the closing of the Arctic League Big Book. The Arctic League announced today it raised $123,737 this year. And as is tradition, the Elmira Police Benevolent Association placed the last entry of 2014. The PBA's contribution of $2,500 allowed the Arctic League to exceed its 2014 goal of $120,000. Arctic League leaders announced the organization's reached 103.1% of its goal, but encouraged the community to donate to other charities still in need this holiday season.
The community came through again, as always. We're just so thankful for them. We just hope they recognize there are several other worthwhile charities in the area that still need their financial help.
The Arctic League isn't done just yet, though. They are now preparing for over 1,000 volunteers to deliver the gifts Christmas morning to children across Chemung County. And the Ithaca man accused of strangling his girlfriend on Thanksgiving was indicted today. 32-year-old Benjamin Kaya was indicted on second-degree murder charges. Kaya appeared in a packed Cayuga Heights Village court for his preliminary hearing in early December. He's being accused of choking 23-year-old Cornell University student and girlfriend Shannon Jones to death during a domestic dispute at his apartment. Police say Kaya admitted to the murder in a videotape statement. A date for his arraignment has not been set just yet. And the second man responsible for the murder of Philip Lowe in Corning last year is headed to state prison. 24-year-old Jacob Horn was sentenced to 22 years to life. His accomplice Ryan Morrow was sentenced in early November to 20 years to life after admitting to killing Lowe and stuffing his body in a cupboard at a vacant home at 222 Pine Street. Today in court, Lowe's mother, Lena Smith, said she was grateful to be able to speak out against her son's killer for the second time. And she said today was all about her son. Horn also got the opportunity to speak. He said he and Morrow were very different people, and he wished he would have been able to prevent any of this from happening.
We pulled together, and Phil's has a table in our living room, so he's always present with us. And we're just, going to keep moving on as a family and remembering Phil. We'll never forget him and what he brought to our life.
Lena Smith says although she hoped Horn would get the maximum sentence, she and her family are happy with the outcome, and she says they will be there when the two men come up for parole because she wants to make sure they don't get out of prison at least the first time. And medals awarded to a U.S. Marine from Ithaca who died after being wounded in Afghanistan have been stolen from his widow's home in North Carolina. According to the Ithaca Journal, Christopher Bordini's military decorations were among the items stolen from Jessica Bordini's Wilmington, North Carolina home during a break-in last Wednesday. He was 21 when he died in early April of 2012 from wounds sustained the previous January during combat in Afghanistan. Wilmington police say his Purple Heart and Achievement Medal with Valor were stolen, along with Christmas presents, jewelry, and clothes. Lights on iconic buildings in New York City dimmed in honor of the two New York Police Department officers who were ambushed and killed. The Empire State Building, One World Trade, and the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree are among many other landmarks that honored officers Wenjin Liu and Rafael Ramos this evening. Liu and Ramos were shot while in their patrol car on Saturday. The gunman claimed he was retaliating for the police-involved deaths of Eric Garner in New York and Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. He later shot himself. Mayor Bill de Blasio led a moment of silence for men earlier Tuesday at City Hall. And Chemung County Sheriff and President of the New York State Sheriff's Association issued a statement on the murder of those two New York City police officers. Sheriff Christopher Moss highlighted that the community and the state needs to come together to support law enforcement and, quote, as you are putting presents under your tree, some police officers will be putting on his bulletproof vest to go out into the night to make sure you and your family remain safe. And today, the Stephen Salertano to Towers Foundation announced a charity created after the September 11th terror attacks is helping relatives of the two slain New York police officers by paying their home mortgages. It's currently seeking donations for the families of Liu and Ramos. Coming up, multiple theaters across the nation will be showing the star-studded controversial comedy that prompted Sony's cyber attack. Find out what the entertainment company had to say to its hackers. And here's a look at our Crystal City Skycam in Centerway Square. Joe's full forecast right after the break. You're watching WENY News at 11.